welcome back to my channel. I decided to do a fun and slightly different type of project that I would usually do for this Halloween. So I'm doing a resin tumbler. I did buy a very basic resin tumbler motor kit off of Amazon. It came with a few more things than I expected it to, which was pretty cool. But it was very basic. If I want to keep doing something like this, I'd probably have to upgrade it a little bit. So first things first, I did tape off the triangle part that I used this really beautiful purple amethyst glitter on. Extra fine glitter is definitely the way to go with this type of project. It lays nicer. The chunky stuff just doesn't seal right with the type of resin I used. I also should have measured this before I did the stripes because I didn't realize that the bottom of the tumbler was maybe 1/4 of an inch slimmer than the top, but it worked out just fine. So going in with just a thin layer of the darkest black paint that I had, probably should have done a couple of coats on this, but it worked out just fine. I did do some Mod Podge and then went in with this black glitter. Again, it's not super fine, which is kind of a mistake on my part, but it turned out just fine in the end, and it has a little bit of a different texture than the other glitters. And then just going in with a second coat of that. I did peel this while it was wet, made it easier to clean up the edges just a little bit. So once I sealed that with an acrylic sealer as well, I did go ahead and tape it off so that I could get this white glitter on there. Just a thin layer of Mod Podge and the glitter that I used. It actually said glow in the dark, but it doesn't glow in the dark under the resin. I don't really know why, but it was super fine, so it worked out perfectly for this. Should have done a second coat, but that's fine. This was definitely more of like a practice round. I'd like to keep doing stuff like this with like different design stuff, maybe as gifts for Christmas or something. I would definitely need to get some more practice in before I would give any of this to anybody. Another acrylic sealer layer, and then I went in with the resin. I just bought like a UV resin thing off of Amazon. This definitely worked on my behalf as far as timing goes. I was really wanting to get this up for Halloween, which hopefully it does. I'm working on it on Halloween, so we'll see. But I think it cured almost too quickly, and it didn't have the chance to kind of spin on the spindle for a while to even out the layers. So I think next time I'm going to try and use a different kind of epoxy sealer. I did notice when I did my water slide decal glasses that were Beetlejuice that the decals themselves were super thin and you could hardly see them on the glass, so I went in with some thin, matte, sticky vinyls. I did just trace the water slide decal, cut it out. I put the actual water slide on top. It was an expensive. I definitely should have let this dry a little longer, but again, I'm not good with my patience. I'm working on it, but I'm not. I noticed that the edges started to peel up when I was doing a layer of resin, so I really carefully put it back, put a thick layer there, and then just went over the rest of the tumbler with a thin layer. Trying not to make this too thick, because sometimes when you do projects like this and you use layer after layer after layer, it's like uncomfortably thick. So going in with some creepy green slimy drip, just line it at the top and smack it down. I've seen a lot of people use resin for this, but I thought puffy paint would be a good idea. It is a bit thinner. And after letting it dry for quite a while, actually I think I let it dry overnight. It might have been 2 days, honestly. But I did leave it out spinning for a little bit, and then once I felt like it had enough crust on the outside that was dry, I left it alone. And it kind of It lightened up and it was a lot thinner looking at the end, but I think it looks pretty cool. So I went over with one more final thin layer of the UV resin. Which is where I've discovered that this puppy paint actually glows under the UV light, which is pretty cool. So, another full day of just sitting and clearing, and it is finally done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. This was more of a practice than anything else, but I thought it was a good Halloween type of project. I can almost never do anything Beetlejuice, it's always Nightmare Before Christmas, so it was a pretty fun project. So, I hope you liked this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!